So I recently sat down with Simon of Daxx and Roxane. Brilliant band. I absolutely love those guys to bits. We spoke about their forthcoming EP Drop, which is released on March 25th. It's a little 4-track covers EP, but what I love about it is it's not the sort of covers that get played and done all the time. So they've got tracks on there from Florence and the Machine with Delilah, great rendition of that, and a brilliant rendition of one of my favorite songs of all time, Stevie Wonder's Superstition. So we chat about that EP, plans for album number 3, return to live shows, which include some festival dates in the summer, including a set at Heretic Fest, run by my good friend Hannah. Hannah, if you're watching, well done, mate. You got put on a great show once again. Everyone grab your tickets to Heretic Fest if you haven't already. All set to be a great show. But you can hear what Simon had to say right now. And we're joined by Simon from Daxx and Roxane. How are you keeping, pal?
I'm very good, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Simon, mate. Very, very good. So on the 25th of March, you guys are all set to release a new EP Drop. You've also already released versions of Argent Shropshire and Superstition, both great versions, dude. Love the funkiness in Superstition, especially. As a bass player myself, it's just one of my favorite songs. So it was really cool to hear. Was there any particular reason? I mean, how many songs did you guys jam on before you chose those 4 specifically? Because what I liked about seeing the tracks on the EP, they're not your typical covers that you would hear. I really like that. I love the fact that if you didn't know the songs, they could easily be Daxx and Roxane songs from the way you guys have produced them as well.
Oh, thanks a lot. That was the idea. I don't remember how many songs we had. We had like a long playlist, maybe 25, 30 songs or something like that on Spotify, and we were just listening to them and removing them as we listened, like just trying to find the one who liked. I think one of the one we wanted to try was Suffragette City from David Bowie.
Man, I'm a big Bowie fan, so yeah.
That was a bit that was fun, but we recorded a few demos of it and it didn't really work as well as we wanted, so we got rid of it and chose another one. But yeah, maybe between 20 or 30 songs or something like that, and just went through and removed as we went. I think Argent Rocher was one of the one we really wanted to do, because it was it's a French song, and we really liked the idea of reworking it with English lyrics, a bit like Anthrax with Antisocial, which was a cover from Thrust in the 80s.
Yeah,
so that was a bit the idea. And Superstition, we'd been playing it live for a good I was gonna say 2 years, but now it's probably more like 3 or 4 years, and it always works. So we were like, let's have it there. And then the two next tracks that are coming out are Heavy Metal from Sammy Hagar.
Hagar had that version.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that's a bit more in our usual style, but also it's not a song that I think has been covered by a lot of bands, and we really like that song, but mainly because of the Heavy Metal movie.
Yeah.
I actually
that's a lot of people's introductions to it, to be fair.
Sorry?
I think that's a lot of people's introduction to it, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. Another song we were thinking to do was another song that we knew from the movie, from Don Felder, the song Taking a Ride.
Oh, yeah.
So first we thought about doing this one, but also we tried a bit and it didn't really work, so we went for Heavy Metal. And then the last one that we are just finalizing the mix now is a song from Florence and the Machine, which is gonna be that's the one that's been the hardest to work with, because it was a really different style, and we had a lot of figuring out to do when we recorded it. And we also recorded a lot of different parts in the song, a lot of different layers.
Is it Delilah that you're doing from Florence? And
yeah, Delilah. Sorry, I forgot the title.
Nice.
But yeah, we just got. Sorry, go ahead.
He was an artist who really surprised me, man, because I was at a festival once, and I was a festival around this way called Latitude, which predominantly is not a rock festival, sort of generic, sort of general music. A lot of things are in the charts, that sort of thing. But they had a really good comedy tent. So me and my friends that purely went for the stand-up comedy. We sat in the tent all day drinking beers and watching stand-up and stuff. And we went to go. We're like, oh, we're here. We'll go watch the last act on. It was Paul Weller, who I like anyway. So we went to go watch Paul Weller, but Florence and the Machine were on before Paul Weller was. But the comedy tent had already finished, so it was the only thing to watch. So we stood there, and she was amazing live, man. Like really solid live. So she got me converted.
Oh, yeah, I never got to see her, but I'd love to actually. It's I believe it must be really good live.
Yeah, she was great. So yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I loved about when I saw the track listing that you guys had for it. I love the fact that you're doing covers that are a bit off the wall. And I love the fact that you're making them your own. To me, that's what an artist should do when they're covering a song. There's nothing worse than you see a band and they're covering a track and they do it exactly how the original was. You might as well not bother.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're making these sort of, like I said before, basically could be Daxx and Roxane tunes is brilliant, man.
That's I'm glad you like it and see it that way.
So what made you want to do the covers EP in the first place? Was that just something to sort of fill the time during lockdown and everything, or?
Yeah, a bit of that. We wanted to do something in between albums that was not necessarily doing our song, and we just wanted something to release in between the two albums. And also we wanted to try different ways to record. So for this EP, we recorded the drums and the bass in Airfield Studio with John Cornfield, who worked with King Creature and produced some of the earlier album of Muse as well. So that was really cool. And then we recorded all the guitars and vocals here at home in this room, actually. And the idea was to cut the cost on the studio, basically, and to also get more experience on recording ourselves and see what we were able to do, and to see how we're gonna work on the third album, basically. And we think that it sounded pretty good actually this way. Obviously we don't have all the room, the mics and the experience to record the drums, so this will always be done in a studio for sure. But we saw that it worked pretty well what we did with the vocals and the guitar here, so we might do the same for the next album. So that was a way to experiment with the recording and see how it goes as well.
That's cool, man. I do think obviously like allowing yourself to do it on something like the EP, obviously being covers, obviously with no disrespect, obviously it's a bit more fun. There's not the pressure of this is Daxx and Roxane's original material. Like you say, if you were to do it straight off on a full album, I'd imagine it'd be a bit more intense. So that's a cool way of, like you say, getting to know what you can and can't achieve without applying it into a risk like a follow up to the next album sort of thing.
Definitely. One thing that we noticed though, it's that if we do the next album this way, we'll have still to like take the whole time off and try to do our work on the album for this amount of time, record, because for this EP we started to record in I think April last year, and we just finally finished it now, because you record a bit of guitar here and then say I'm gonna do it tomorrow, no, the day after, and then you just spread it, and it's not easy to get in a routine. When we recorded the other albums, we just went to the studio for like 2 weeks and done it, and then that's done and dusted. So we'll need to put a timeline, like a deadline when we do it. Even if we do it at home, we need to
be a bit stricter on yourselves.
Exactly.
So is there plans in the offing for the follow-up album?
So I don't know if you saw, but we had announced a European tour for April, and we just it was supporting Dirty Sound Magnet, which is another band from Switzerland with whom we were touring the UK in December. But we just pulled out of the tour because even though things seem to get a bit better, we are still like now less than 3 months away from it, and we are not sure how it's gonna be. And we were talking the other day with our agent, and he also thinks that might not be the best idea because it's too much uncertainty. And even if we can do it, if we need to do test between countries or stuff like this, it's going to be a nightmare financially.
It could be a lot of pressure, especially on some bands, especially on the side of things, who can't afford to take those risks.
So we pulled out of this tour, and we're gonna take the time now. We we're starting to have quite a few really exciting songs for the next album. So we're gonna now push working on the new songs, just writing and maybe get in touch with a few people, maybe to work as a producer. And I don't know if we can say for the end of the year, that may be a bit optimistic, but probably one or two Daxx and Roxane single during the year, and maybe a new album at the start of next year, something like that.
Cool, man. That'd be great. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Obviously, last album you released right in the midst of the pandemic,
Yeah.
which was one of those ones, because I saw you guys just before everything kicked off when I went to go see Gorilla Right on their album launch show
Yeah.
in Manchester. So I saw you guys then just before everything kicked off, and having then not long after that, hearing the album, I was, oh, brilliant. I was following you guys for a little bit. Really enjoyed the last album, man. And I was like,
Thank
oh,
you.
great. It was one of you guys, one of the bands I want to see more of Daxx and Roxane. And then, like everything else, everything shut up. So
Yeah, it's been a pain. But we're getting quite obviously since I think August, when the band started to be able to play again, we've been quite busy with festivals, so that's been really nice. And already this year as well, the calendar is filling up pretty quick, and even though we pulled out of that tour, we're already getting more offers as well in the UK, so we might be able to still get a good year of festival here. Yeah. Hopefully we don't get into another lockdown, since things seems to get better, so let's cross our fingers.
Definitely, mate, definitely. It was bad enough having to reorganize Just Push Play on my own, let alone trying to reorganize whole tours. So I'm with you on that one, man, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You're over Heretic Fest, aren't you? My friend Hannah's Heretic Fest. You're playing that.
Yeah, it's in, when is it? In April? No, it's in
May,
March.
I think.
May, right?
May,
exactly.
March, one or two.
No, I think you're right. It's May. I think I still had the old dates from the.
Yeah, originally I think it was in March, and then obviously when she had to move.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, it's a great lineup they got there. So
yeah,
I'll be along to
Hannah's
that.
been lovely. We met her a few times.
Oh, she's a diamond. Yeah, she's absolutely brilliant.
Really cool. She's been so helpful with the band as well. So that's really nice.
Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, Hannah's a good girl. She's one of the ones out there who got a lot of respect for, one of the ones who are genuine and they're just in it for the right reasons, man. So yeah, I'll be allowed to Heretic Fest. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good weekend.
Yeah, big shout out to them.
Definitely, buddy. So you were was it HRH who you were at last weekend? Was it? Did I see that you?
Sorry, say again.
Was it Hard Rock? How were you? Hard Rock? How were you at last weekend? Did I see?
No, we announced Hard Rock Hell, but for next year, for the.
That's where I got figured then. Yeah.
Wave of Classic Rock, the second edition.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be in Oxford, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, this start of the year has been a bit quiet. So obviously we wanted some time off because we've been rushing a lot. Like end of the year with, like I said, with the tour and finishing up the EP, and we had a lot of other stuff that were a bit stressing. We had to change our rehearsal studio. We just get a new one. We're moving in this week, so that's gonna be nice because we didn't really know if we were gonna have to practice in here and piss off our neighbors or have an actual studio.
We've all had to do that occasionally.
Exactly. But yeah, now we have our first show of the year. I think it's gonna be the 3rd of February with Jack J. Hutchinson.
Oh, of course, because you're doing his album launch show, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So it just sent us a message a few weeks ago to invite us, and of course we're up for it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm coming along to that, so I'll see you guys down there. So
yes,
I'll have
I'll see you there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Jack. I had him on a Just Push Play last year now, so yeah, he's always phenomenal live. His Bad Day Band are also playing, aren't they? Is that right?
Yeah, Bad Day. Yeah. I haven't seen them yet, so looking forward to discover them.
No, I've not seen them live yet. I've heard their sort of music and I like what I'm hearing from them, so it should be a good night. But yeah, like you, I've not seen them live yet, man. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great night.
Yeah, it should be a good one, man. So why did you have to change your rehearsal rooms? Did the place close down, or was it just a case of looking for?
No, basically we were sharing with another group of friends, and unfortunately they stopped playing and they didn't want to keep renting the place,
Yeah.
and it was too expensive to have it for our own, and we didn't want to get another random band that we didn't know personally to share with us, and it was a bit last minute as well.
Fair play.
So we decided not to stay there, and then we looked at a few options, but we couldn't find anything that was at an affordable price and close enough from home. So it was a bit difficult, but we managed to get a really good opportunity for really good price last minute. So
that's good, man. At least you, like you say, you got somewhere you can jam and work on everything and not piss off your neighbors, like you say.
Exactly. And well, I mean, the other thing is we were not sure if we needed one right away, since we didn't have that many shows. We were not going to be practicing like full on with the band. So more songwriting, we could do it here because we just plug in the electric drum kit and we can put the volume down a bit, but it's not ideal as well. So
no, there's I'm old school. Electric drum kit's all right for certain things, but like I say,
Exactly.
when you're rehearsing and you're writing and you're practicing, you want that bounce, you want that thing to it. So yeah.
You want to feel it.
exactly, man, exactly. So you mentioned some more dates in the UK later on. Is that later on in the year, or is that sort of summertime that you're looking at?
Yeah, let me pull up the calendar because I'm really bad at remembering what we do when. So let's have a look. Boom. Where is that? Well, obviously now in April we're pretty free. So the first 2-3 months, I think we're gonna be mainly writing those new songs.
Yeah.
And then we have a show we have 3 shows in March, one in Kent, I think at the booking hall, but it has not been announced yet.
Okay.
Which I think we are playing with Collateral.
Oh, nice.
Should be a fun one, but I'm not exactly sure yet what's going on because it's not been announced anyway yet. And then we have another show the next day, so on the 26th of March, which was in Gloucester, but I think the venue where we were supposed to be playing has closed. So
it's a shame. There's a lot of that at the moment, unfortunately.
yeah, but I think they are moving into another venue. But again, we don't have a lot of news at the moment on this. And then we're doing the Sound Bay Festival on that same weekend on the 27th in, I think it's in Wales.
All right, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where. And then in May we have Northlights Festival, Heretic Fest, and Call of the Wild, I think that has been moved
yeah, that's coming back, I know, yeah.
Well,
they're good guys over there as well, the Call of the Wild dudes.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to see that one because it's been also, I think, 2 years that it.
Yeah, it's like another Heretic Fest sort of scenario, isn't it? They've had to postpone it twice.
Yeah, so it's going to be a big relief to finally play those.
Yeah, I bet.
And yeah, we have Cambridge Fest in June, Love Rocks Festival in June as well.
Oh, you're playing Cambridge Rock Festival, are you?
Yeah. Same day as Bad Touch, I think. It's going to be nice to see them again.
Cool. Well, I'll have to come to say that's not that far from me, so I'll have to come down to that.
I think it's the Sunday, I think we're playing. Yeah, the Sunday 19th.
Oh, cool, man. Well, if it's you guys and Bad Touch, that's enough for a thing in itself for me. So yeah, I'll definitely.
There we go. If you, I don't know if you can get some invites or anything, but if not, we have also discount tickets, so I can send you a code for that.
Yeah, it's not that far from me, that one, so I'll definitely be down for that, man. That'd be cool. Not seen I saw Bad Touch Boys when they kicked off their tour earlier this year.
Yeah,
it was earlier this year, wasn't it? Yeah, a couple of weeks back.
Cool. Yeah, it's been a while. I think I didn't see them since 2019 now with all this. So
okay, yeah.
Need to see them again. Well, missed them. It was pretty fun when we went on tour with them in 2019.
Yeah, I can imagine it'd be a lot of fun on that one.
Yeah.
That's what made me laugh when I was at the Gorilla album launch show where you guys were playing, because like I say, Stevie's only half an hour, 45 minutes away from me, something like that, and both of us hadn't spoke to each other about going, and sort of drove all the way up to Manchester, and then me and my wife Jo was stood at the bar, and I just said this, "Oh, hey Lee," and I turn around, it's Stevie and Chrissy, and we're like, "Oh man, we could have given each other a lift and saved each other so much petrol money."
Yeah, definitely.
We've just driven 5 hours a piece and got up here. It was worth it though. It was a good night, that Manchester show.
And I saw Gorilla Riot are coming down to London soon as well. I'm looking forward to see them there. I need to get some tickets.
Yeah, because they're doing some shows with Doomsday Outlaw, is it? I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love those guys. So
they're great guys.
Actually, we should try to get on tour with Gorilla Riot. I think it would be really, really, really fun.
Yeah, there's always a good time. Those guys are always. They always crack me out. Good, solid blokes. They were keeping me sane at Just Push Play when I was running around like an idiot, trying to get everything sorted. And Arshan's just going like, "Lee, man, why are you panicking? It's fine. Everything's good. Don't worry about it." I'm like,
"That's so chill, man."
You know, this is my baby, Arshan. I'm bricking it, mate. And there's, you know how chill those guys are. They're just like, "But it's going well, fine." In fact, Arshan made me laugh because obviously Just Push Play being my show, I'm normally running around trying to make sure everything's going all right. Everyone's in the crowd's happy, bands are happy, you know, PA guys happy, all the tech guys, everything's running okay. And Arjun told me that if I didn't go out into the crowd when Gorilla Riot were on and stand there and enjoy myself for at least 3 songs, he wasn't going to go on stage.
Good man.
Yeah, I appreciated it once I was out there, to be honest, because I like a big Gorilla. Any band that plays Just Push Play, I'm a fan of, you know what I mean? It's just the way it rolls. I don't have any other one I'm not passionate about because there's no point to it, you know. But yeah, it made me laugh because I thought, oh, Gorilla Riot. And I went to the side of stage watching him, and Arjun saw me to the stage and just looked at me, shook his head and went. And I was like, right, okay. So I went out and allowed myself to have a beer and ended up bumping into Brad of Piston. Brad Piston was in the crowd, and me and Image had a beer and watched Gorilla Riot for a bit before I inevitably got a call from someone saying, "Lee, you need it," and I was like, "Okay, I'm about going now." But at least I got a bit of a break because I don't know.
I saw the festival went really well. No, you managed to sell it quite early.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Obviously because of everything that had gone on, we had to push it back from 2020 to 2021. And I think initially when they were saying things were going to open up, it was like it was initially weeks, like 6 weeks. There would have been 6 weeks from when they were going to open everything up until the date. And I was like, right, that's okay. That's enough breathing space for people to feel more relaxed. And then they delayed it by 4 weeks. And I'm thinking, oh no, don't do this to me again. But fortunately, it was case 2 weeks and everything opened up. And but again, man, I thought, you know, maybe people won't be comfortable. Maybe people won't turn up. But I thought whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You know, everyone who came along, you know, was really cool. When we had to postpone it for a year, I was expecting obviously to have to refund some tickets or a lot of tickets because no one knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I think out of the venue's 800 capacity, and we had already sold out at that point, or we'd sold about 600 tickets at that point of having to pull out. And out of those 600 tickets that we sold, I had to refund 3 people. And that was just insane because I fully expected to have to, you know, refund a lot, which I would have done because obviously it's the right thing to do when people didn't know what was going on. But I even had people saying who couldn't make it, saying, "Look, I can't make the show because of, you know, dates moving and now clashes with this, but it's for St. Nicholas Hospice. We know the reasons behind you do what you done and everything. Just keep the ticket money." And you know, people were really cool. Their support for last year was insane. I'm always grateful for the support of Just Push Play. I'm just now in the awkward position where, because I'd already started talking to bands for 2021, and then I had to move 2020 to 2021. Yeah. And then, so I was like, right, okay, so naturally I had to offer to those bands already locked in 2022. So 2022 filled up really quickly. So I couldn't believe how, like I said, I thought people might not show up because of everything that happened, but we had a full house. The atmosphere was amazing. I remember someone saying to me, did it, like someone it was one of my workmates. It's not that sort of thing, so they didn't come along, which is fair enough. And they said to me, did it feel weird? And I was like, what felt weird about it this year was that it didn't feel weird. Like, it didn't feel weird. Like I walked in and there was certain protocol backstage with staff. But when we were setting up, we were masked up, we were respectful. we just encourage bands to obviously bring their own mics for obvious reasons, so that we, I mean, we had a couple of spare going on from the equipment at the Apex. I mean, it's a first class stage, man. It really is. I'm so lucky with the venue we have there. But and I was thinking, right, okay, this is going to be a bit different because we're already having to mask up. But obviously, I'm on stage to the audience, so that's socially distant. The bands are playing, so they're already in their bubbles and everything for the tours anyway. And it was just great. It was great to be out there. And it was nice to see people that are out and enjoying themselves after 2 years or not. You know, we've all yourselves and other artists have missed playing, and everyone else has missed being in the crowd. And it's just nice to have live music back again. So I'm hoping that 2022 sees the return of that a bit more, mate, because we certainly needed it. Like, saw Bad Touch and Piston again a couple of months afterwards when they kicked off their tour, and that the electricity in that room was great. And it was nice to actually be able to watch full sets and not have to run around. As much as I love doing Juice Push Play, like I say, all the bands on the bill are bands that I love. So it's always I think, oh, cool, I've got these guys playing, and then I'll try and catch at least a couple of songs, but sometimes it doesn't.
I think it's a different experience, definitely.
It is, yeah, it really is. But equally, you know, I set it up in memory of my dad, who I lost to cancer. Me and him were big mates as well as father and son. You know, he took me to see Aerosmith when I was 11 years old, and that was me hooked for life. So for it to grow the way it has, and to have people and bands, you know, I now come to the point, you know, now I've got to the point where the bands come to me and want to play, and it's always bands. I mean, obviously you guys have contacted me and wanting to play. I've had other bands on the scene contact me wanting to play, and it's always bands that I really admire, and bands I've paid to see, and now that they want to play a show that I've set up with my dad, it just means a lot to me, man, you know.
Yeah, man, you've done an amazing job with that festival, and I think for a lot of bands that's become one of the main festival on the circuit that people on the rock scene want to play, you know.
No, thanks,
really well done.
No, thank you, dude. That does mean a lot to me.
And you're a really cool dude, you know. So that helps a lot as well. Not everybody is feeling...
Too kind, mate. You're too kind. I'll start getting a big head if you keep talking. So.
Cool.
Yeah. How's life for you guys though? You guys been keeping all right during lockdown and everything? Obviously it was all a bit weird time for bands and stuff.
Yeah, we kept all right. Luca and I moved to another place because Cedric moved with his girlfriend, so now we found this other place, which has been quite cool because we have this little how you call mezzanine place where the little office, and we used as the recording room, which is really convenient.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything has been smooth. I mean, it's been a bit weird. The December tour was not the best we had. It was nice to be back on the road, but it was not the best time of the year. You know, just before Christmas is not an ideal time, I think, for touring. And with COVID and everything, was a lot of people.
Like you say, you had COVID to deal with. There was threats of, you know, further lockdowns and stuff, and I think that put everybody in a bit on the back foot, as it were.
Yeah, but yeah, between August and December, all the festivals we played were really good. It's like it started really full on from August, and there was non-stop every weekend. We were on the road going to one festival after another, so it was really exciting to be back and see people back on coming to the show, and everybody was, like you said, so pleased to be able to see live music and experience this again.
This is it.
I think we all need it.
Definitely needed, mate. It definitely was. Like one of the first shows I went to after as a punter. I was working at Stone Dead Festival. I was also at Just Push Play. But the first show I went to was a sort of punter after COVID started, and we went to go see the Wild Hearts up in Norwich. And I'm a huge Wild Hearts fan. It was that thing. It was the first show I've been back to in the crowd and enjoying myself. And I was thinking, right, how's everyone going to be? How weird is this going to be? The Wild Hearts, you know, it's punk and roll, man. You know what I mean? It's sweaty, it's jumping up and down, it's enjoying yourself and not giving a shit. And I was thinking, right, how is this going to be? Am I going to have to stand here really still and be a bit too conscious of where I'm going? No, the Wild Hearts came on. Some random bloke threw his arm around me and we just started headbanging. And I was just like, I'm home.
Definitely. Yeah, it was the same for us. I think the first show we played again was Bloodstock, and we were like, how is this gonna be in a big festival like this? Surely it's gonna be really weird. And now, man, it was almost back to normal, except from people wearing masks and obviously a bit less people, I think, than what is usual there. But overall, it
How did
was.
you find Bloodstock as an artist? Like, how was it?
Sorry, say again?
How was Bloodstock for you to play?
It was really good. It was a really last minute thing because we played. We were supporting Blind Rivers for a show at the Black Heart, like a social distancing show with church seats in front of us. That was a bit weird. And someone there who worked at Bloodstock saw us and they had a band pull out last minute, so they asked us to come and play. That was like a month before Bloodstock. But that was a really, really good experience. Like, we look forward to hopefully go back in the future. I don't know when, but
yeah, that's a great festival, man. I mean, I didn't go to it until it was 2019, the first one I went to, the only one I've been to, come to think of it.
But that was the first one for me as well, to be honest.
Because normally they've been sort of a more kind of a more sort of extreme metal, death metal, thrash metal. Don't get me wrong, I like some thrash, but the more extreme and black metal kind of things, not necessarily my cup of tea. But I went along to it on the Sunday because they're the Scorpions headlining that year, and I love the Scorpions, and I think it was their only UK date. And there's some of the bands further down the bill that were playing. Queen's Right, Twisted Sister, the Lazies were on in the tent as well, so I went to go watch them. It was really quite a good solid for the Sunday. So I thought, oh well, I'll pop up for the Sunday, and it was just a really cool atmosphere, man. It's like how Download used to be. Obviously, it's smaller than Download, but had that kind of proper, these are my people kind of attitude and atmosphere about it. It was really good. Really enjoyed it, man. And I noticed this year, obviously, or last year, I should say now, that they seem to go further down that route of having a bit more of a variety in the rock scene. It wasn't so much of the extreme metal.
Yeah, I think this year the lineup was quite broad, but the day we played was like she said, the more like heavy death metal, we were playing the same day as Cradle of Fields, for example. So not sure if we fit, but we're there and people are enjoying it, so that's all that matters, to be honest.
That's all that matters, man. And like you say, after 2 years of not playing, why not?
Exactly.
Let's get out and just play.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier about wanting to obviously get back on the road with Guerrilla Riot at some point. Is there any bands out there on the scene that you haven't played with that you'd really like to play with?
Well, Guerrilla Riot, we haven't been on tour with them, so that would be the next thing.
That's very true.
So that would be really fun. I think the treatment would be quite fun. It would be quite a good match, I think.
Yeah, I think that would work well.
I've seen them once a while ago, so would love to. I really enjoyed what they did, so that would be really nice to play with them. Who else could I think of? Massive Wagon would be fun. We played once with them in Ibiza, the HRH, a while ago. But we did miss their show because we had to go back to our hotel to bring back our gear, and then when we came back, they had a power outage on the stage, so they couldn't finish the set. Who else could be fun? I mean, everyone we're up for playing with anyone, to be honest.
I can imagine, to be fair, but like you say, the scene's so strong. That's what I really loved as a fan, and obviously doing the rock show, like the radio show, and doing Just Push Play, you get to realize that anyone who says rock's dead is an idiot, because it isn't. Like, this scene, the last 5-6 years has been the strongest I've ever known it to be in a long time, and that's what I love about it. It's what I love. Is what I still gets me excited when I'm sitting at work or sitting at home or wherever, and I see an email ping in from my email address, and it's a new band to listen to, and there's been some great stuff coming out, especially the last couple of years. No one's been able to tour, so everybody's been writing. I know me and the guys over at Beyond the Vibe podcast, Aaron, who's in These Wicked Rivers, and his mate Ryan, who do the Beyond the Vibe podcast, we collaborated and did a sort of best albums of 2021 thing. They did a podcast for it, where we just spoke about stuff, and then I played all the songs on the radio show, sort of thing. Man, that was hard to decide. There was so many decent albums out.
Yeah,
I genuinely started with a list of about 27 albums and had to whittle them down to about 10, which just wasn't fun.
I think like you said, the scene is definitely not dead, and rock bands are there. The music is
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It's more like the industry definitely changed. Like
Oh, of
it's
course.
not like the 80s where it was the mainstream, like rock bands were the mainstream
Yeah.
music, and they were being fed to people like other style of music are fed to people today.
Mm.
So I guess this has changed, but the music is still there, and maybe it's for the best because you you don't get like a built up like a fake rock band that's
That's true. Everyone's there genuine, and they say,
yeah,
like you say.
hopefully.
Well, this is what I loved about it. It got to the point where I was starting to go to gigs, and I wouldn't necessarily tell anyone I was going, but I would bump into friends, you know, and people I knew from around. It's people like saying bumping into Stevie at Bad Touch at Gorilla Riot. You know, I was going into Winter's End playing a rock festival just before everything closed down, for COVID, and just there was a certain number of people there who I was sort of, I guess, closer to. But I said, oh, you know, you're going to this, we'll meet up, we'll have a beer, whatever. And then there was just people I knew from the scene who were around, and it was great. There was a genuine scene for the first time in a long time, which it's good and need supporting. And it's I think it's going to hopefully flourish now that, you know, people have been starved of it for a little bit. We were going
Yeah,
back to earlier about shows, and I think everyone's excited. Everybody's got their bands that they like to support. So fingers crossed it'll be another good year for music, dude.
yeah, hopefully, and it'll continue to grow.
Definitely, buddy. So other than the EP release, what are and the sort of festival dates you mentioned, you guys got anything else planned for the remainder of the year, or is it just focusing on recording album number 3?
I think mainly focusing on album number 3. We are looking to maybe get another tour, but we're not sure about doing another headline tour. Maybe try to secure a support slot with a big band would be cool, because obviously that would help a lot grow the fan base.
Of course.
Or touring maybe a co-headline with another band on the same level. We'll see, but yeah, we think definitely first focus on finishing to write the new album, then start to record it, and maybe end of the year do a bit more focus on a bit of more live and touring if we can.
Sounds good, dude. All right, Simon. Well, thanks for your time, dude. Just one more before you go, buddy. At the beginning of the interview, we're going to play Superstition because it's the latest single that you guys have released. But at the end of the interview, what song of yours would you like us to play?
Oh, that's a good question. Which one is your favorite?
Oh God, now you're telling me. Now you're teasing me, man. Don't do
You know
that.
what? If I can choose one that doesn't get, I guess, played a lot on the radio, what do you think of Dawn, the instrumental from
Oh yeah,
the album?
I can say that I've not played that. I've played a lot from that album, but not played the instrumental. So that's different.
I don't think instrumental gets a lot of airplay usually, which I guess is a shame. I mean, there is not a lot of instrumental these days, I guess.
No, but that's a good one. And like, you get a good instrumental. I have played some instrumentals, but I don't think I've played that. Yeah, man, I'm up for that. Let's do something different.
There you go.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for your time, man. It's been good to talk to you, man.
Yeah, most welcome. It was nice to talk to you as well, and see you next time. I see you.
Yes,
maybe,
Jack J. Hutchinson, I guess, will be next time.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go, man.
Cool.
We'll have a beer.
See you there. Bye bye.
Yeah, buddy. Bye, man.